Everyone who is interested in philosophy like Taoism, Buddhism or spirituality leans to achieve an enlightenment state. However, there is a huge enlightenment trap that you need to be aware of. The people you can find caught up into this trap always appears humble and cautious. They put the interests and needs of others higher than their own. They think of others and turn a deaf ear to their own requirements. They despise and detest the worldly money, fame, social status and power, and believe that only the good hearts of the world are the eternal truth. On the surface, they are people who seek spiritual abundance, but in actual fact, their false spiritual pursuing may just be a means of compensating for their dissatisfaction with their own material needs. If these descriptions are familiar to you, then you should be vigilant and beware of falling into the trap of false enlightenment. Firstly, your disdain for worldly successes may stem from your envy of them and your dissatisfaction with your own disability of attain them. The desire to possess something is transformed into a psychological defense, which then develops into rejection. A person's psyche works in such a way that if they envy something that another has, they try to devalue it in every way possible. The subtle psychological mechanisms may be like this. I envy what he or she has. I don't have it, and probably never will have. I cannot admit that he or she is better than I am. That thing he or she has can't be that good then. Perhaps I don't need it after all, and perhaps nobody needs them at all. They are devil. In addition, your frantic pursuit of altruism may be a trick of ego. In other words, you have developed a spiritual ego. Your ego's only claim to existence is to gain affirmation of its sense of self-worth by comparing itself with the outside world. And when it fails in this task, it generates feelings of frustration and shame, and in the course of time you may even develop an inferiority complex. But how could your beautiful, pure little heart bear this great pain? So your ego makes a bold and desperate move. It chooses to ignore itself, and in altruism, on the shoulders of moral supremacy, it reasserts the importance of its worldly, frustrated self. Thus you have successfully made the transition from the worldly ego to the spiritual ego. Then what's the difference between true enlightenment and the ego-masked enlightenment? The true enlightenment is love-based, and the false enlightenment is apathy-based, fear-based. Love as a high energy is full of joy and passion, creativity, satisfaction, and true bliss which comes from heart. While apathy at a lower energy level is full of tiredness, boredom, frustration, resentment, and indifference. True love normally arises as a result of success and fulfillment of one's desire, but the apathy often occurs from feelings of resentment and self-pity after many failed attempts to fulfill a wish. A true enlightened person will say that nothing is important because they already have a fulfilled heart within. However, a false enlightened person will say nothing is important because they have an empty heart within. Thus, how to protect yourself from falling into the trap of false enlightenment? The answer is extremely simple. Put yourself first, fulfill yourself first, be selfish first, and then others. If you want to love others, love yourself first. After all, you cannot give out what you do not have firstly within, can you?